Good morning. This week I'm going to start with what I'm calling a Monday marketing meetup. What this is going to do is be a review of what I set out to do last week and what I did with regards to my marketing. I'm going to show you an update I've made to my website, and I'm going to whiteboard some stuff behind me here in a bit about what I'm up to and why I'm doing that. But first, really bad news this morning. I forgot to put sugar in my coffee, so it's quite... Alright, let's hit the whiteboard and let's get started. So I'm just going to swivel behind me here and use the whiteboard to kind of show you what I've been kind of doing. Well, first is a little backstory. This past week, I've got through, made a big list, I'm calling it the Stream 100, that according to Russell Brunson's approach here. So what I've done, I've got this list of about 40 different Facebook groups I'm either in or I can join that have, FBA, Amazon FBA sellers in it. So that list compiled up together is about 650,000 different sellers, and that's my green space. That's where I need to get my message into. So this past week I needed to figure out what is that list. So I got that. Now of that list, probably 100,000 different sellers is kind of my where I can get to. So I think some of them are from UK, some of them are private label focused. Those are really the strong areas that I'm looking at. So I think there's about 100,000 people I can probably realistically get some messaging in front of in the next year. So so now this week my goal will be to look at some of those different groups and see how I can introduce myself to the leaders and owners and all that stuff and get some messaging in front of them. So the question is, what do I tell them? Or not sell them, tell them. What do I share? What do I ask them to present in their groups? And I think one of the things that I've come to as a conclusion that my software is I've been thinking of it as a limitation, but in actuality it's a huge strength. When I look at some of my competing offerings out there, they have as one main thing that they solve. I've been watching these videos from is it Guru Marketer? I should say Guru Marketer. In my mind, that's a negative connotation. He's got a background in software as a service marketing, and he's now a venture capitalist. He's been down the road I've been in. He's done this amazing work of getting small guys like me to grow and be successful. And so I'm trying to listen to people and take in other advice and take what's good and discard what's not. But I think one of the things he did say that's been rattling in my mind for years, is this concept about how do you and so the concept he was talking about was, how do you when you're going to bring a software to market, you have got to solve one major problem for the customer in a rapid way. So the idea is they have a pain point, the customer's got a pain point, they would effectively log in and then they can get immediate resolution to that problem. Now with my system, I felt like it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, and so there's all these different things it does, and I've been trying to tell everyone, hey, we have this bouquet of things. But that's too broad. People are going to say, well, yeah, you got this and that, got that. I don't have a problem with all those things. And they're going to think to themselves, well, this isn't for me. This isn't what I need. And so my issue then is, if I keep on telling everyone, hey, we got 50 things that we can do for you, they're like, well, I don't need that. That's too big, that's too complicated. They shut out and they're gone. Mentally gone, right? They're going to check right out. So all that to say, of all the things I see people talking about in the FBA groups I'm in right now, the number one issue that people are facing is compliance. So compliance is Amazon's asking for product testing certificates, documentation to support that they're safe, they have the lead, that kind of stuff. And so I can't solve that problem, I don't think, right now, because I could maybe make a database or a feature in Arbitron to track it, but it's really coming back to what does the manufacturer have. I went through this, I got burnt because the manufacturer I was dealing with, they don't have the documentation, it's not there. And especially it's not in the way that Amazon wants it. So for me, it's dead. This product line I was, six-figure product line I was selling, it's dead to me, completely useless. So then I look at the next issue that people are talking about, and it's all the inventory restrictions. So overall, sellers can only send in X amount of number of units for standard versus oversized units. And then here in Canada, because of the COVID responses, there's been a lot of ASIN level restrictions on top of that. And I built some features in Arbonne to support my ability to send product in, even though those restrictions are going on. So when I look at those two issues, and there's a whole cacophony of little things that are random things that people are dealing with, individual technical issues and stuff like that. But the overall overriding thing I'd say is the big one is the compliance, the second one is just inventory management. So my system does inventory management, and it does a lot of really slick stuff around that. So I'm thinking, okay, here's what I'm going to do from a marketing perspective, because the messaging in the industry right now is inventory is a problem. I'm going to put my solution out there as inventory is the solution. No, I can therefore talk about the functionality I have, but I can really mostly talk about the benefits of using this solution to solve those problems, and that's what I'm going to work towards. And so then when the market shifts and there's a new attention towards buying things, or there's shipment creation, or all these other things that our solution has, I'll shift my marketing focus on that. I don't have to go and change my product. So to that end, I've been thinking about how the website works right now. It was like this broad cacophony of stuff. So now I'm going to and I put in a bunch of changes to my homepage that had more of a problem solution kind of approach to main complaints that sellers would have. So although I've done that, and I think it's actually really good, I'm actually going to enhance that now to focus on inventory management. So a lot of the messaging I'm going to put into the website and the functionality is going to be all about inventory management. So we'll say, hey, we're an ERP for Amazon e-commerce sellers, but we have a specialty in inventory management. So what I've got today, so I'll just do it as is. So here's my website, for example, and I have a little link where you can go for a free trial, and that goes to our portal. And that works. That's fine, but there's no tracking. I don't have anything that's saying how many times that button being clicked, nothing like that. So what I'm going to do is I've kind of come to this conclusion that I'm going to do video on my homepage. Gives them a little enticement, and then I got this section down here where I can click a button, and that's going to open up a new page, a new website page. It's like a landing page, essentially, and I'm going to have a little video at the top saying welcome, and because they don't know who I am, this video is going to talk about me, because what I want to do is just give them a face to the name and say, well, when you click, yeah, I'm going to send this email, this is the dude, it's me, I'm going to see your email. I'm the one that's going to send you information. I'm not sharing that email with anyone, so I'll give them a little bit of introduction. I'm calling this actually the page is going to be meet and greet. Meet and greet. Get to know us, and then I'll have some. So I just want to give people some comfort that they're going to send an email to a trustworthy person. Just some bullets about what they're going to see when they punch in their email. And then I'm going to have actually. Just kind of at the bottom, we actually have two forms. So I think people are going to be in one of two spots. They'll be cold or warm, and they'll be hot. They're like, yeah, I just want to try it out. And so they'll enter their email, name, email, and then we'll add them to our list. And then they'll get the trial information. Alright, so this is our email list. This is there. And then there's going to be this cold people who don't know about it. They don't know our brand really. They don't know anything about this whole topic. And then there's going to be some that maybe heard about us in one of those groups I'm going to be presenting to. And these guys here will also have a little form. Name, email, and this will go to a different list. And then what I'm going to do is they'll get some info. So on my homepage, I actually had a bunch of videos down here that were kind of high level. Here's just some concepts, here's some stuff, but that doesn't sell. It doesn't present information in a digestible way that people can actually take action on, right? So that's actually going to move into this info track of content. It'll come by email. And then what happens is once that trial information happens on this list, then this happens here, they'll get that info list of stuff too. Because then it'll reinforce what they've seen, the concepts they've seen in the system. And likewise, once they've seen all the info, I'm also going to be giving them all the links and the details on how to get to a trial. And that way, then there's a flow of introductions. Hey, meet who you're sending an email to, and stuff like that. So down the line, I'm going to add some sort of extra kind of a bonus so that when they do send in their email, they get something tangible of value. I'm working on 2 or 3 ideas on what that might look like, but I just want to be able to give something of value right off the bat, just that way that if they got something in their inbox, they can say, hey, yeah, this is cool, beyond just a trial, beyond just information I'm sending them. So that's the plan this week. I've got this page kind of frameworked. I've got a script written for this video. This video is done. These links I'm going to change to that after this page is completed. I've got the forms almost built, but then I got to figure out what's that email train. That'll be fairly heavy amount of information. I got to work on that. Quite a bit of work there. And then once I got that, then I'll change all those links to always point to this meet and greet page. And then what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to have I might have a sister or a clone of this page that's kind of a cold intro. And so this, like I said down here, this is for cold and warm intros. So down the line, what I want to do is break this up so that this is will really be focused on just warm traffic. And so the cold traffic would come here. And this would be a more of a targeted landing page for specific topics or subtopics underneath inventory management. So it might be something like breakage, Amazon, transfers, whatever topics I figure. I gotta do some research on keywords. But it'll have a series of these, and these would funnel into this info track here, and then they get them on that track here. So that's the plan, working towards that. So this is my plan for this week, is to get all this stuff built. So then there's a seamless process that I can bring into my funnel. Yeah. So cool. That's what I know. Hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you later. Just in closing, just another slurp. Need some sugar.